So, here we go. First, shh. Hey, stay with me. Jonathan, you put that down for now. State whether the product, what does product mean? Multiplying. Whether you multiply A and B if it is defined. You cannot multiply matrices if they're not defined. If so, give the dimensions of A times B, what the answer would be. So here's how you check to see if it's defined before you multiply. I kind of wrote it in here. You check that column A, here's column A, right? Because it's RC cola, I told you, right? It's rows times columns. That's how they're written. So you check if column A equals the row in column B. Are they the same? This is very important. If they're not the same, you cannot multiply them. So since they're the same, that means it is defined. And you can multiply them. Okay? Yes, it is defined. Now, the other thing that you can get from this is the numbers on the outside, 3 and 2, are going to be the dimensions of your answer. So if it is defined, your answer will have dimensions 3 by 2, which is the outer numbers. Okay? It helps you set up the problem if you are aware of that. First of all, you cannot multiply if they're not defined. And if they are defined, then your answer is going to be the outer numbers, 3 by 2. Okay? So, is this one defined?
No.
No. Can you multiply it?
No.
No. Okay? So that's that. Not defined. All right, here we go. Let's have some fun. When you multiply A times B, you always multiply the rows by the columns. Now, I got 4 colors here. I'm going to do this first one. I'm going to lay it all out. You do not need to do that for all of them. But for the describing purposes, and for the first time, I'm going to lay it out. First of all, let's see if we can multiply. Is it defined? Yep. A is 2 by 2, and B is 2 by 2. Can I multiply them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? It is defined. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. When you multiply matrices, you multiply each row by each column. So I'm going to start with this color here. I'm going to make myself a really big matrix right now. Again, this is the only time I'm going to write it all out, so be patient. I'm going to multiply this row by this column. So I'm going to do each number. I do 2 times 1. I'm going to write that down. 2 times 1. And then I have to add to it 2 times 1. And then I got to add to it -3 times 3. Let me just write it down. Just stay with me. That is going to be the first element in my product. Okay? Now I'm going to do the, are you with me so far? Okay. Then I have to take this same row and multiply it by the second column. So I do 2 times -4 plus -3 times -2. That's going to be the second element in my product. Again, we won't write this out every time. This is the only time I'm writing it all out. Okay? Just stay with me. All right. Now, I'm going to do row 2, column 1. And that goes here, in this same spot. So, I'm going to do row 2 times column 1. So I do 1 times 1. 1 times 1 plus 5 times 3. What have we not done yet? We have not done row 2 times column 2. So I do 1 times negative 4 plus 5 times negative 2. Then I rewrite my answer. So my product, AB, is going to equal a 2 by 2. And I just have to do the math here. 2 plus negative 9. What does that equal?
7.
So the first element is negative 7. Negative 8 plus 6 is what? Negative 2. 1 plus 15, 16. Negative 4 plus negative 10 is negative 10. Excuse me, negative 14. Negative 14. So this is the product. Questions before we move on? It becomes a lot quicker than this, I promise. And you've seen this before, correct?
Barely.
Okay, let's do another one. Patience.
Wait, you have to know how to multiply by hand.
You have to know how to multiply by hand. Absolutely. On the test. I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay, let's do this one real quick. So I'm going to do the first row by the first column. Do you want me to write it out, or should we just talk it through?
Just talk it.
Okay, so first row by first column. Negative 3 times 1 is what?
Negative 3.
Plus 3 times negative 3.
12.
So negative 3 plus negative 9, negative 12 in my first spot. See it?
Yup.
Then I do this row times the second column.
That's the first column.
Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15 plus negative 6. What is it?
Negative 21.
Then I go to the second row and I multiply it by the first column. So 1 times 1 is what?
1.
Plus 6,
Negative 5.
which would be 7.
What?
I got
Oh,
1
negatives, my bad.
plus 6. 1 plus 6.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Then I do this row with the second column.
9.
1 times 5 is 5 plus 4. 1 times 5 is 5 plus 4 is 9. This is the product AB. Now, so before I do anything, I'm going to write the dimensions. What's the dimensions of A? 3 by 2, 2 by 2, and 2 by 2. Okay? Now, what we have to do here is we have to do A times B minus C. So we got some work to do, but it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah, this is
You have to follow order of operations, so what do we have to do first?
B minus C.
We have to do B minus C first.
Yeah, or you could just.
You could distribute it, but
That would be difficult.
it would be more work, I think.
Yeah.
Let's leave A and rewrite it because we don't do anything with it yet. So I'm just going to rewrite A right now. 3, negative 2, 0, 4, just to keep yourself straight. I know you all like to skip steps. It's annoying sometimes because it screws you up. Oh, that's on the video, but whatever. Okay, so then this is A. Now I'm going to do B minus C. Okay? B minus C, I'm going to have a 2 by 2, aren't I?
Yeah. That's neat.
So you just do straight up subtraction. 2 minus 2 is 0. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. 1 minus a negative 4 is 5. 0 minus a negative 2
It's like
is positive 2.
0 minus. Oh, subtract.
You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I have to multiply this times this, but before I do it, I'm just going to check the dimensions, can I? This is a 3 by 2. This is a 2 by 2. Can I do it?
Yes.
Yes, I can. And what is my answer going to be?
A 3 by 2.
3 by 2. That helps me draw my matrix. So I know I'm going to have a 3 by 2. So I'm going to set that up. Okay, so now row by column, row by column, okay? So I'm going to do the first row and the first column. 3 times 0 is what?
0.
Plus negative 10. So my first element is negative 10.
That's pretty easy.
First row by second column. 3 times negative 4 is what? Negative 12 plus negative 4, negative 16. Now I move to the second row, first column. 0 times 0 is what? 0 plus 4 times 5, 20. Second row, second column. 0 times negative 4 is 0 plus 8, 8. Third row, first column. You see how that falls in that same position? Third row, first position. Okay? Third row, first column. Negative 1 times 0 is 0, plus 5 times 5, 25. Third row, first or second column. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4, plus 10, 14. Beautiful thing, isn't it? So, yes, you're going to have some story problems. The following matrix represents the inventory of a chain of entertainment stores. So here's store 1, store 2, store 3. In their stores, they have this, 2,800 CDs in store 1, 550 DVDs. Do you remember what VHSs are?
No.
Those old videotapes.
Oh, those.
And 150 games, okay? So store 2, store 3, that's their inventory. If CDs cost $15, DVDs cost $20, VHS costs $18, and games cost $30, the cost of each item is represented by this matrix. Okay? Find the total value of the inventory for each store. Oh, that's a lot of work.
Doesn't look like they match up to me.
Well, let's look. What do I have here? I have a 3 by 4, don't I?
No, you have a 4 by 3, I swear.
And here, if I put this one here, I have 15, 20, 18, and 30. I have a 4 by 1. Can I multiply them together? Yes, I can.
No, I swear you can't.
Yes, I can. And then I'm going to end up with a what?
3 by 1.
I'm going to end up ultimately with a 3 by 1.
What if it is like
Now, just stay with me. We're going to do one row here for one store, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to do the row by the row. 2,800 times 15. I'm just going to do one row, so don't whine. 550 times 20. 200 times 18. Plus 150 times 30. Now you're going to have 3 rows like that because each store you're going to multiply by the cost.
That's really not even like that.
So it's not. And then when you are done, you're going to get a total for each store. That's why it's a 3 by 1.
I think I get it.
You're going to total, and you would get 61,000 for store 1,
It's not that much.
61,300 for store 2, 47,000 for 100 and 170 for store 3.
I think it's under my mattress.
If you did all these rows and you just added them up, that's what you would get. Okay? Are you ready to multiply and add and all that fun stuff on the calculator?
I read, yeah.
Oh, we still have more?
Well, no, we're just sitting it on the.
Do y'all have a graphing calculator?
Oh,
Y'all?
yes, I do.
No,
Y'all?
This isn't Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I get it.
No, because they say y'all in Texas.
Okay, let's just do the warm-up on the other side here. I'm going to show you how to add first. So we have these two matrices right here, yes? We're going to add this answer. Are you with me?
Yeah.
All right, if you look at your calculator, you see a matrix button right under the math button. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. You get there, so you do second matrix.
Oh.
I already have some stuff on mine. You might not, but I already do.
That's
Now-
pretty cool, right?
I wanna enter my matrices. So I'm gonna go over to edit. It's just like when you're entering stats, you had to edit, right? And I wanna edit A. So just make sure it's on A and push enter. I already have junk. I'm gonna clear it out. You guys have stuff in yours? I'm gonna enter the dimensions for A. So I want, what is my A? It's a what? 2 by 2. Okay? How did I get there? It's right above the math button. Okay, now I'll arrow down, and I can just go right over the numbers. I could just go right over is there. Does yours look like this? A and 2 by 2.
Mine says 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, now you enter in your numbers. So we're going to enter these numbers in for A. Okay? 2, -1, 5, and 3.
I was so mean. Now how do we solve it?
Just wait. Gotta be patient. There's a lot of people in here. Is everybody here?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just using these numbers right here off your sheet. And then I'm going to do B. So you just go back to that original screen. I just go back by doing second matrix again. I'm going to go over to edit again. And I want to edit B this time. So I arrow down to B and push enter. You enter its dimensions, 2 by 2. Here's B right here. I want to use this one. -4, 9.
Uh-oh. I don't see.
Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like the stats. Once you enter the statistics in, once you
Yep, 6, you have to.
once you enter the numbers, then you can tell the calculator to do stuff with them. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to do second quit and have a blank screen. Nothing went away. It's still there. Now I want to add A and B together. So here's what I do. Go back to matrix, and I want to choose A. So right now it's on A. Are you with me?
Oh, A.
Push enter. Oh, look, I have matrix A on my screen.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and then you just
And then we
Push plus. Push plus.
Oh, I.
And then I go back to matrix, and I choose matrix B.
I just did.
This
Yeah,
is so neato.
And then push enter.
Now can we do the answer? Can we just use the same numbers for multiplication?
Thank you.